Hello there, cousin, and welcome back to another tutorial. So, this is about shading, and I'm getting right into it. As you can see, I'm using the soft brush, the Dip Pen soft brush, which is the top default brush on IBIS Paint. And as you probably know from past art classes, for shading in any drawing, you choose a light source, and the other side of the light source is the shadow, pretty much. And in cartoon drawing and digital drawing, specifically semi-realism as well, you pretty much just draw a darker line than the base color on the opposite side of where your chosen light source is. Make sure to keep the light source consistent throughout the drawing though. So here I'm showing you why you need to clip a layer. I mentioned clipping in the last tutorial, the bucket tutorial, if you remember. Yeah, remember how I said that you need to make all the different colors and the different spots on the drawing on different layers so you can make another layer and clip for shading. So what clipping does is it allows so that you can't draw on any other layer when you are on that layer except the one that it's clipped to. So if I draw outside of the lines or draw on that blue color over there, it's not going to work. Okay, and as you can see here, I'm just touching stuff up. Like you with digital drawing and with regular drawing too, you always have to keep on touching things up. That's why digital drawing can be a lot easier sometimes because you can use the eraser tool, you can use the liquidify tool, which aren't available in traditional media. So I'm just going to keep going with this. Quick note here, I don't usually shade this entire area like that. But usually, sometimes for necks, specifically on animals, on people, sometimes this is a bit easier to shade like this and it looks a bit more realistic with the shadows. So that's why I'm doing it here. So right about now, I'm going to move to the next color, and here I can show the whole process. So you go to the layer, you push add, you add a new layer, and then you push clipping. You can see the button clipping down there. And so that clips the layer. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this blue. You pretty much just make it a little darker, slightly less saturated if you would like, depending on the lighting you're doing. Oh, wrong side. Me realizing I messed up. Okay, yeah, so I just make sure to keep the lighting consistent, or the light source consistent throughout the drawing. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this. But I am not going to do anything with the green parts for now, because those are going to be light up later. So now you can see that I made a new layer beneath all the other ones, so this is going to be the background layer. So I just fill it in one color, pretty much, making it dark blue because it's going to be nighttime. That's the nighttime shading I'm going to do. So this next part's a bit intermediate, with digital art. I'm actually not that good at it myself yet, but I'm going to show you how to do it because I looked for so many tutorials on how to do it, and they're all super confusing, so I just finally figured out how to do it myself. So this is how you do nighttime shading. So first of all, I'm going to move all these layers into each other so that they're all in one piece. So you just push that button that I'm clicking now in order to do that. Make sure to save the clipping layers into their the layers they're clipped to first before you save all the layers together. Okay, so now I'm making a new layer and clipping it, and see at the bottom it says normal next to the clipping. For this one, you're going to set it to multiply. Kind of makes it kind of translucent-ish. So right now I'm going to choose a light periwinkle, though that's not going to, that was going to look on the screen. Okay, I think right now I'm just showing you where the light source is, except then I did the wrong light source. Okay, I was just showing you where the light source was right there. Light source. Beautiful. That's a beautiful light source. Majestic. That's light source. Anyways, yeah, so for this, you just need to choose a light blue for this in this case. And I am going to shade over this entire piece with this. It looks a bit dark right now, but I'm going to lighten the layer afterwards, so it'll be okay. See how it's making it like a little bit of a darker blue? Don't know what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Okay, now that's done. So next I'm going to choose a darker color for the shadow. And the shadow here is just like this part, not there. This part below the wolf's chin to like the, about where the arm, leg thing is. I forgot what it's called. So here I'm just messing around with this. It looks very dark right now, but it won't look as dark once I change the transparency of the layer. Okay, so now I'm going to do the highlight. So you just bring it all the way up to white. And it'll look kind of like it's erasing it, because I mean, it sort of is. But just on, this isn't for like the whole thing, this is just on like the main parts that it's going to hit. So particularly like the front of the wolf's face and the front of the ear, the back, and the tail. Yeah, so here I'm just touching up some of that stuff since I used different opacity for this. I'm just smudging it up a bit. Okay, so as you can see, I smudged that up, and so now I'm going to do the fun part. Well, hopefully all of it's the fun part, but you know what I mean. So you choose an airbrush for this. This is the glowing effect on the pieces of green on the wolf's fur. It's really simple. You just kind of smudge around it with the airbrush until it looks nice, and it creates a really cool effect. So I'm just going to do this with all of them. And so this is for your commission, as you know, while I'm doing this. And if you don't like it, if you want a different wolf, then go ahead and just tell me, and I will make another one free of the charge of a Nova picture. Okay, so the important thing about this is, even though there's not glowing here, you got to make sure that you put some glow on where the glow would hit, if you know what I mean. That's kind of confusing, sorry about that, but I think you get what I mean. Hopefully. Anyways, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. And I'm not yet sure how to do like sunset colors and stuff, but I'm assuming it's kind of the same thing. I'll tell you once I mess around with that. Hope you're having a good vacation, and hope you're having a good day. And hope you enjoyed the video as well.